All right, so I'm going to start from what would be the entrance to my apartment. So if we bank left, that would take me to my bedroom, my living room, my giant patio, etc. But this is also the way to go to my bathroom and as well as my kitchen. So what I did was I actually converted my dining room area into my office space, art space, etc. So I work from home, so I do need a space where I need, quietness and all that jazz. And oh, there's my puppy, one of them. So what I did was just, take the opportunity because the dining room space is pretty big, and I thought, why not? So I have a lot of my figures to my left here, my Metal Gear collection there with my Metal Gear art book there, Final Fantasy VII. My printer, but also two old gen consoles here, Dreamcast and PlayStation 1. I actually have it hooked up to my main monitor with a retro scaler here, so that way it kind of comes off as looking like pretty old school on new school monitors, which is pretty rad. All of my comic books, so I am pretty OCD. Probably not the best organization model, but I put sticky notes so I know what comic book series is located where, so that way when I get my new comic books, which I actually just did recently, yesterday actually, then I know where exactly to put it. Or if I ever want to go back and just get inspiration from something specifically, I can know exactly where it's at. If anyone has any tips about how to do this a bit better, let me know, but for right now, this is just working for me. Some books just that I typically have or have read over the years: Game of Thrones, Resident Evil. Logic, who's a rapper, I didn't know was also a writer, so I got his most recent books, Supermarket, a couple years back, but Ultra 85 is an album that just came out 6-7 months ago. He also wrote a book for it. So been slowly but surely reading that, but getting there. And of course on the walls, I should share my artwork. So this is we got Chris Campana, we got Iron Pinky, we have Warwick Wong, which is a phenomenal digital artist. Also, he does traditional stuff, pretty cool stuff with watercolor. And then we got here Spawn. I love me some Spawn, pretty obsessed with Spawn. But I guess I should also start with the workspace. So as I mentioned, I do work from home. So this space is actually where I would work from home and or do most of my video editing. So this side of my computer space is more personal related. So I'm running on a Mac Mini M4, which just came out not that long ago. Super powerful computer, finally upgraded after 5-6 years of having my old Mac Mini. But it's worked out great. So this is my personal / video editing and work from home workspace and all that kind of stuff here. Then I have just the comics that I'm currently reading or that I picked up recently and what I'm just kind of going through, just again for inspiration or just series. Like for instance, Humberto Ramos is Out There. I never read before, but I was able to pick them up for pretty cheap on eBay, the entire series. And then to the right of my work from home personal desk is my art space. So have an easel. This is actually stuff that I'm working on right now. I have a monitor on a mount there with my camera set up, 2 camera mounts type of setup there. Then I have my camera here looking down at my easel, microphone of course, 2 monitors. One is actually the Huon 24-inch canvas. So that's a digital, illustration. I got that last year, but I've used it every now and then. I'm still kind of getting my wits about me with digital art. So it's, been something I've been working on the iPad for and trying to figure out a way of how I would like to, use digital art. So for right now, I'm using digital art strictly for thumbnailing and just getting used to that sort of process that I have for my own sake. And then to the right, it's kind of cramped in here because again, it was a dining room leading into a kitchen, but Again, it works for me. But then I have like just supplies and stuff for just like art books and my stuff here and anything else like hard drives, wires, etc. I have like paper and sketchbooks underneath there, uh, that I can just quickly grab if I need it. And then this is like most of my art supplies. So a lot of stuff is just, I like to shop cheap. I'm a bargain shopper. So a lot of stuff I've picked up at Walmart, and Walmart has upped their game with their art supply stuff, which is pretty rad. So like markers, watercolors, pencils, inks. It's pretty awesome to see that Walmart, a place that normally didn't have a lot of good art stuff, now does. So it's nice. Then like pencils and stuff, I'll pick up like a pack of 30 or 60 from Amazon for really stupid cheap. But then, this just the way that I have it organized in these little tubs and then these like little cups. That's all from the dollar store. So really it's like $1 that I've spent on these tubs to then put these little cups and stuff like that in them to keep everything organized. So it just worked out for me. Of course, got my markers. Again, try to shop cheap, get them from Blick, whether it's the Blick brand or Ohuhu, which is a really good brand as well. I'm not too fond of the expensive ones. Like these are actually from college, so I still have these and they have lasted almost 20 years, which is awesome. So then I have some colored pencils and then just miscellaneous supplies and all that stuff, and then more. I got an overabundance of colored pencils for Christmas this year because they were really cheap. So it's been cool to be able to add that to here, so I won't have to worry about art supplies for quite some time. Definitely don't want to be spending money on art supplies for a while, that's to say the least. But then to the right of that is my bookshelf with all of my Spawn figures that I've collected over the years, and some Dragon Ball figures as well. And then below is strategy guides for video games there on the right, and then like art books and video game magazines, and then more art books and stuff like that on the bottom row. This has been more of like a recent thing because the internet's great for reference and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong, but there's nothing like getting a book and just having it to be able to reference as well. I recently just picked up Anime Architecture and the Blade Runner art book, which is pretty sweet. If you've noticed, I have a Fifth Element tattoo on my right hand, which is my favorite movie. I'm actually looking for a Fifth Element art book to add to this collection. I have seen some pages of it, but every time I go on eBay, it's like $100 or $200 or sometimes more. So it's pretty rare, but one day hopefully I'll be able to add that because The Fifth Element is my favorite movie. Here is just like a freezer because my my fridge in my apartment is pretty small, so I have this just for food and stuff. But on top, I just put my my art pads and stuff that are too big to fit into little shelves and stuff. Then I have more figures and artwork and such, and just kind of laying around. So yeah, so this is the art office space wanted to share with you guys. Yeah, so that's it. But otherwise, this is where I pretty much work and where I draw, and it's where I spend a lot of my time. And I actually don't spend much time in my living room, which is again on the other side of the apartment, but I am mostly here. I do miss my living room, don't get me wrong. I know that's going to change once it becomes spring and summer because I got this pretty sweet patio, but yeah, this is pretty much it. This is where I spend a lot of my time, and I don't ever leave. So this is my fortress of solitude, or my place of zen. But anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. If anyone has any organization tips for my comic books and stuff that is on the racks here, again, let me know. I'm open to feedback for that, but for right now, this is just what works for me. So, all right, cool. Thanks, guys. I will see you later.